Oh. So we get the reset and you see close spawns. So aliens down at sub-access again and Marines over in data core to start this time. So Marines going hard down. Oh, nope, they backed off and split evenly again. First contact will be in ventilation. It didn't switch. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. Okay. So you see the scoreboard updated. It does that as soon as the game ends, but it doesn't switch them. I forgot about that part of it. So you do see a heavy battle up in reactor core as the server lags, or I do, either one. I'm not quite sure. Could have been me, but yeah, that's a little weird. So Marines pushing hard into sub-access again. They're definitely going to know that this is a hive. As they get cleaned up there, the aliens get cleaned up in reactor core. So both teams striking some blows. Again, the alien commander just going right up the left side of the map, taking flight control. He still has 12 resources. He's got a third harvester coming on. Not quite sure what else he did. Oh, he took shift. Okay. So you'll probably see an early celerity. So you see these skulks stalking these Marines, just walking, they can't be heard. Derriere hiding in the vent. Good actually hiding as the Marine stuck his flashlight in there. So these skulks are actually losing ground as they try to chase these Marines because these other Marines are up in flight control. And they actually get wiped in computer labs, so this is not good for this alien team. They could lose most of their economy right now as Red Tot tries to stop them in flight control and actually goes down. So these Marines are going to take out 2 harvesters in about a 10-second span, and this is just not good for this alien team.
Command station under attack.
You see these skulks actually working on Marine start. Commander jumps out of his chair. It looks like they're trying to get a mini skulk rush going on. Trying to kill the commander. They do get the commander, so now they just have to bite the infantry portals. They don't have to worry about getting the observatory, but they get it anyway. And now they're just on one infantry portal. They should be biting the infantry portal, but they're biting the chair instead, going for the game. J-Crow's biting an inactive infantry portal, and Vampire's still going to work on this chair, but it's not going to matter. What they probably should have done is bitten this infantry portal right here, because it was the only one that was working. If they had taken that out and there was no commander in the chair, there would have been no beacon. All they would have had to do was stop the Marines that were actually alive, and instead they were trying to bite the chair and take it down. So good wall jumping to get down the wall, or down the long hallway there, but they get taken out in small space. So the alien's actually running into wave after wave of Marines, which must be an odd feeling for them, because usually the aliens are the ones doing wave pushes. And Thug Life is pushing right towards this harvester. Let me go back to white. There we go. So this harvester's probably going to go down. He's got 2 buddies coming in. These skulks got to react quickly. You did see the phase text started. The celerity was actually slowed down because they lost so many harvesters so quickly. They did have to spend the 20 res to get them back, so that would have been a spur. But it looks like the spur is up, and it's probably just going to be researched. unless they're foregoing that for right now and just going for Hive. And again, Marine pressure right down into Computer Lab. What you're seeing is just the lack of drifters again. So these aliens have no idea that these guys are at Computer Lab before they get there. And even then, you have to be paying attention to your map, listening, and it's just they're going to lose a harvester because they're not utilizing drifters. So Forum had no idea that Derriere was there. It looks like the alien Marines start again and caught the commander out. So now they actually are going for the infantry portals. Excuse me, as I was sneezing fit. They're right in the middle of combat. So this is the best the aliens have been able to do so far is just rush these Marines in their base, trying to get the Marines to stay there, and just keep them, forcing them to respawn. But they're still getting what they need. They have 4 extractors, aliens have 4 harvesters, so the aliens are in a good place. They just don't have that second hive going yet. And they do have enough res for it now, but I'd be careful because Thug Life is actually in flight control, so it's good that the alien commander hadn't dropped it yet. And there you see, as soon as he killed him, the hive went up. So now, since the Marines are applying so much pressure, I'd really like to see a Gorge go over there and start healing it. I thought Red Top might be going to do it, but it doesn't look like he's going to. And you see all these Marines over here in ventilation getting a lot of pressure. J-Craw going to try to stop this phase gate from coming up. He gets the 1 Marine. Forum trying to hold off against 4. And he gets one of them. These Marines find this shift over here, so they're going to lose all that res and these eggs that they were bought for res each. So this is about 10 res that they're going to lose here if they don't utilize these eggs. Some of them do spawn, but one of them gets killed immediately as soon as he spawns. And Toxilium gets taken down to a mine over here. But this hive is growing very slowly. Again, I would love to see a Gorge just speed build it, get a couple Hydras up, get a Gorge wall. But it doesn't seem to be what the aliens want to do. Even if it's just the Commander knock streak, I mean, there's not a whole lot of micromanaging that he's going to be doing, especially since he's not using drifters as much. So he could just jump out and go up to flight control and get that going. As Thug Life gets a really good shotgun kill on Vampire and another one on Derriere, but he didn't have a whole lot of life anyway. So the aliens lose the Harvester in the middle of Crossroads. You see it do a very sad dance as it kind of flops down. So the aliens back to 3 Harvesters, Marines back to 3 Harvesters as well. But the Marines feel considerably further into their tech tree as the aliens are kind of waiting for this gate of the second hive. Major combat here at Crossroads. And the Marines get wiped and lose this phase gate, so pretty good turn of events for the aliens here. They are finally starting to turn it around. This hive is at 85%, so very shortly they'll see a leap in Carapace added to their celerity already, and you'll see that that tech leap that I was talking about, where the Skulks will be the most effective that they're going to be for the majority of the game. All they'll really be missing is Xenocide, which is crap, and either Silence or Camouflage. So you see the shift here in Crossroads. This will allow them to keep spawning in Crossroads. And they can go wherever they want. They can go up there, they can go here, they can go here. They can cross this, even though John Madden mode doesn't want to work. And just get pressure wherever they want. But these Marines know this, and they're going to rush this pretty hard. They're sending 4 Marines in here. And there are 3 aliens already up in Atrium. Derriere's got a black bar here, so he's going to probably go down very quickly. J-Craw's the only one. This shift is going to be found very quickly, and any skulks that spawn here are going to be shot upon very, very quickly. So they're almost walking into a death trap. These Marines are going to kill these eggs, which there goes 5 res. So, Marines trying to reestablish control of Crossroads. They're trying to build a phase gate. These aliens just can't respond to it fast enough. So the Marines now have a phase gate up and active in Crossroads. So it'll look good for the aliens there for a few minutes, but the Marines know that they can't let the aliens have control of Crossroads, and just tried to stop them and did so far. And somehow these Marines are still alive in Crevice. They're getting a lot of kills. There you go. But the aliens are going to lose Comp Lab here. They get 1 Marine down with 3 skulks, so it's just not a good trade for these aliens. They're not going to run into an egg lock situation or anything like that, but they're not helping themselves, that's for sure. They're running into a lot of problems. They need to start seeing some life forms out here. Some fades. They're probably trying to save for an Onos, but they're not going to get very far. Some of them can go fade. They really do need to be able to get some assassins on the field. Form trying to take out this Harvester, and Derriere, the Fade, actually stops him. So finally seeing a couple high life forms here as the Fade does show up to Crossroads. He should be fairly careful. His blink is just completing, so he can escape if he needs to, but he's got to make sure he's watching his energy, watching his life. All his alien friends have died except for the Lurk. So, tough turn of events there for the aliens. It looked like they had a lot of pressure coming on Crossroads as Tuxilium goes down as a Lurk. You see Craghive coming. Derriere doing a decent job at staying alive as Fade, but he might have just bitten off too much. You need to kind of let your skulks start the fight there, come in and clean up. You just can't die as a Fade. It's just too important. He might have gone down. Nope. I don't see him. There he is. I can't seem to get the camera. Oh, there we go. So Carapace just getting started. It only takes a few seconds, so it'll be up in 2 or 3 seconds here, and these skulks will get a lot harder to kill. And it might start to turn some of these battles, but Weapons 2 just completes, so it kind of offsets the gaining of Carapace. It's a little bit late. 14 minutes is a little late to try to get Carapace going. And Red Tug gets caught around the corner and gets taken out pretty quickly. As all the aliens engage, but they're going to get taken out here. A lot of them took a lot of damage right at the start, and the Marine's just going to clean up, and this Fade is by himself. He does need to be careful. He hasn't taken any damage yet, but those shotguns can catch him and do a lot of damage. He needs to be really careful here. So they've only had one fade, but he's doing a lot of work here to keep the Marines somewhat at bay. So they might be trying to get some Onai out, but it's still going to be a little while as they're only on 3 res nodes. And Derriere definitely needs to be careful. Luckily Thug Life wasn't paying as much attention and didn't blast him with that shotgun of his with weapons too. So good work by these aliens coming in waves, trying to get some pressure. Toxilium is alert again, just keeping spikes going, but it should probably back out here. There he goes. Okay. So the Fade is actually now in Marine Star. And just a very dangerous game to be playing against Weapons 2. Luckily, none of them seem to be crack shots with the rifle so far. So he is surviving, but if someone catches him with a shotgun, a really good shotgun blast, he's going to go down. So again, you see Derriere push into the base, setting off the mines, because he knows the base is empty, but now he's got to back out. If he had triggered another mine, he probably would have been in major trouble there. As you see all the aliens converge from one side, from here, coming to take out this phase gate. But Party Skulk just taking out skulks left and right, and then gets taken out. So Nox Streak is going to bite this phase gate. Looks like he did jump out of the hive. He's got very little life left. And the aliens are just looking for somewhere that they can break these Marines. And it doesn't look to be very many places. I would like to see them drop ventilation again. They've had pretty good control ever since this Fade's been trolling this hallway. And again, you see a major Marine push, four players, which is half the team, heading into Comp Lab. And the Fade goes down. Derriere finally bit it. I was saying if he caught a shotgun blast, he would be amazing. But the power goes out and Marines start. Great play by the aliens. They just knew that the Marines had nobody there, and they're just taking everything out. They get Brainbot out of the chair, and they're going to take out Marine start. Great play by these aliens here. Thug Life is going to try to take some of them out. He's going to catch Sweetie Bot, but the aliens know they have to take stuff out. They took out this command chair. J-Craw's working on the arms lab. Red Top might join him here. Ah, J-Craw eats a shotgun. Red Top takes him out. These aliens got to get back out to satellite places and start clearing stuff out. It looks like they have 2 infantry portals up here in Atrium. I did not realize that, but great work by the aliens to just get in there and start doing work. You see Weapons 2 and Armor 2 is offline. The Advanced Armory is offline. Phase Tech is offline, but the Phase Gates are still working. So they can't build any new Phase Gates, but the ones that they did have are working, and that's how they're able to hold control of Crossroads. So the Marine Commander very smartly probably jumped out and dropped infantry portals up here in Atrium, but that's going to cost them a lot of res because they already spent 45 res here in main base. This arms lab almost went down. It's at 5%, but now Thug Life is going to weld it. Red Tub biting the power. Gets sniped by Verco Bricks from the res node area.
Command station taking damage.
So all of a sudden the aliens putting on a lot of pressure, but the Marines reacting to it well. They did have to spend a lot of resources on infantry portals. They've spent actually Derriere doing a lot of damage to this phase gate. They've spent about 75 resources just on infantry portals, and that's a lot. They have 5 infantry portals right now, which they can spawn in more than half their team in 7 seconds. So while that might sound like an advantage, it's actually they dumped a lot of resources into it, but they had to, or else they were going to lose the game. So it's a necessary evil. You see J-Craw taking the power out here in Crossroads. It's at 30%. He gets the enzyme. Ah, and he has to bail. He saw the Marines coming. He got the enzyme and he had to bail, and now they're going to weld it up. But at least it keeps some Marines busy. The aliens are up in Atrium taking out that observatory. Toxilium, Red Tar, and Nitro are going to try to take out something up here. At minimum, these Marines. Toxilium probably going to go down here. Nope, he actually gets away. A lot of Marine fire here. Finally, they start killing off some people. Red Tar going to get away with a black... Nope, he ends up getting sniped out. But he was getting away with a black bar. So again, another long game, 20 minutes so far. And no obvious winner is standing out right now. Marines seem to be playing better, but the aliens are just finding little cracks in the armor where they're able to make a lot of damage. And they should be coming up on an Onos soon. You can see on the right side of the screen, Nitro can go Onos, Vampire can go Onos, Red Tar can go Onos, J-Craw can go Onos. So you should see some of these Oni really shortly, and it looks like Vampire just spent all his resources. So you're probably going to see an Onos very shortly. I would really like to see these aliens pull back just a little bit, make sure they preserve these life forms for when the Onos comes. They can actually push with a multiple life form push. Vampire is still evolving. He finally does pop out of his egg. Nitro is finally out of his egg. So these Oni should provide a lot of pressure. As you see, Jigra trying to get a phase gate up in alien start. The phase gate almost completes, but luckily Vampire was right there. So, the alien collective butthole tightened there for a second as the phase gate almost went up in their main base. So these Oni are going to go push up into Atrium. They really need to be careful because there's not a whole lot of alien presence besides this push up into Atrium. I would really like to see a Skulk or a Fade just patrolling their base. And the Marines have no idea that this push is happening. They can't beacon. All they can do is phase gate. The phase gate's down. And you hear the recycle. So now what these aliens need to do is just go help something else. Kra is evolving into an Onos, and if he gets killed, that'll be a very sad time for these aliens. As Jigra just going to work on this spur. I can't quite see what it is yet. And he gets the celerity spur, and he gets taken out. But these aliens striking a big blow up in Atrium. The Marines counter with dropping Crossroads. They practically had it locked down anyway. Their prototype lab is up. The base power is getting hit by Vampire. He needs to be careful. Really need a bone wall here to survive. He's going to get chased down, and he gets away. Wow. So Party Skull going to chase after him. That beacon allowed the opportunity for the aliens to push in and take Crossroads. So I had said just a couple of minutes ago, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, that there was no clear, obvious victor. I'm pretty sure it's clear now. The aliens push back against these Marines. They take Atrium, they take Crossroads, all within a couple of minutes of each other. And this is going to be very close to GG. J-Craw really needs to be careful here. He's probably going to go down. There's a fresh hive up in Crossroads, and the Marines know it. So they just kind of threw away an Onos. There is Vampire hitting the power node again. He does need to be careful because these Marines do have weapons 3. They are going to shoot through him pretty quickly. He does need to be really careful. The Fade coming in to back him up. But the Fade actually bails on him. He goes right to Crossroads. They are trying to build up here. These aliens not really doing anything about it though. There it goes. They popped their ghost structure. This extractor is actually up in Crossroads with the majority of an alien base already in there. But these aliens getting distracted by one Marine. He's got 5 aliens near him. So they need to be careful and get back up into Crossroads or get into Marine Start. And the Marines go right for this hive. It's not going to last very long against Weapons 2.
Is under attack.
But it doesn't matter as the Oni come charging in. There's no jetpacks. So all this work to try to get jetpacks, and the Marines aren't able to really pull it off as Thug Life is fighting the commander. Knockstreet gets him down. And it looks like they're calling GG. So well played by Ingorgeous Basterds. It looked like it was going back and forth for a while there, and then they just had the Onos explosion.
Command station under attack.
And I think the thing that really turned this game was that rush that put the power out in Marine Start. They did get the main command chair down. It just really scared the crap out of the Marines. It looked like it tightened their butthole. As Red Tower runs through a bunch of mines and almost dies, and does die. So the Marines kind of played with tight butt syndrome there, and ended up losing it. This Vampire went down. Nitro's probably going to go down.
Command station taking damage.
Alright, so they did call GG, and they're forced